So this is a COVID era, you have to sanitize your hands. So we're going to use some Rokujin to sanitize our hand. Okay. Rokujin tastes very good, you can smell, it smells very good. Yeah, this is very atas alcohol sanitizer anyway. Hi guys, this is Eddie from Cactella. Today I'll be featuring you how to make a cranberry cookies. This episode is brought to you by Anchor. So these cranberry cookies is just butter cookies with the addition of cranberries. So here we have unsalted butter, we use Anchor, icing sugar, baking powder, cake flour, superfine flour, any flour, so you can just don't use bread flour. And then here the cranberry. The important part about cranberry, you make sure to buy the really good quality one, right? This you can see is a bit moist, whereas in the supermarket you can see some are really dry. First we're going to put our butter in. Butter, make sure you defrost to slightly room temperature, it's more palatable. And then icing sugar in. This recipe is a bit small, so if you want to use a mixer or a hand mixer, you can scale up the recipe probably 2 to 3 times. For me, I'm just going to do manually. This is what you call a fiberglass whisk. Right, it's very high in quality, it's very durable, so right. So for me, I'm just going to cream this, right. Right, sometimes it will stick. Whenever it sticks like this, you just bang it down. This is fiberglass, can tahan one. So you can see butter now, it's not very white and fluffy. So we're just going to beat it probably for 1 minute. Anyway, you can see now it's white and fluffy, right. And then we're going to put in our step 2, which is our baking soda and our flour. Okay, but we have to sieve our flour first. So we have a parchment paper, or you can use a baking paper. Right? The reason you want to sieve your flour is because you want to get rid of excess protein. Right? Sometimes your flour a bit old, there's some worm or some stuff inside. Right? And second thing, we just want to lighten the flour. Right? And then we're going to put in the baking powder too. Right? This will help us disperse the baking powder more evenly. So usually how we tap, right, is you always use your hand and you tap it like this. Right? And then you see those bits you cannot get through, you just press it with your hand. And you just pour everything in. Nice and clean, not messy. Right, later we can use this to roll the cookie out. So this part here is going to get a bit hard, right? So once it starts to come together, we have to use our hand. So this is a COVID era, you have to sanitize your hands. So we're going to use some Rokujin to sanitize our hand. Right. Rokujin tastes very good, you can smell, it smells very good. Yeah, this is very atas alcohol sanitizer anyway. You can start to mix it in. Right, you just want to pull everything together. Once you start clumping up like that, you can add in your cranberry, and then you just want to work the dough. But the thing is, you don't want to knead the dough too much. You just want to incorporate everything, right? And then we can start rolling with a rolling pin. Once you are done with the dough, you can press it flat like this. It depends on your room temperature. If it's an aircon room like this, it's cold, it's fine. If you don't have aircon, you can keep it in the fridge for 15-20 minutes to get it a bit harder. So I'm just gonna take this out. Okay. You can see it's a bit crumbly. It's okay, you don't want to knead too smooth, because if you knead too smooth, it won't be crunchy anymore. It will be a bit dense. So we're going to use 2 parchment paper to just flatten it. Right. If you don't have a rolling pin, then you always use an alcohol bottle. A red wine will be perfect. We don't have a red wine here. Right. We are using a cap to measure the cookies. So this is about 1 cm. It's probably my finger size. We can put it on the side just to make sure the height is roughly the same. Okay, this is good. So what you're going to do is we're going to flip it upside down. This way it doesn't stick. Here I have a cookie cutter. This is Chinese New Year, must do pineapple, very ong. Right, here we have some flour. This is to prevent it from sticking. So we dust it into a flour and then we just press. Press really hard. Right, then you just shake it and then you push it out. Right, so there you go. Pineapple cookies. So another way, if you don't have a cookie cutter and you want to make it nicer, you can just make it into like a tip shape. Cover it half, and then you can press it a little bit. You use a spatula and just pull it backwards. Right. This way you can make it very round. Right. Just do your best. Okay. Put a lot of pressure. So when you get it round, you can wrap it up so it won't dry up. You keep it in the fridge for half an hour. Then later we can use a knife and cut it up. So here we have one that we have kept in the chiller. So you use a knife. Right, this side here I don't want. Right, and then we just cut. Okay, and then we're just going to put it in the oven, 180 Celsius for about 15 minutes until it's light brown. Okay, oven is 180 Celsius preheated, 15 minutes. So usually the oven, right, if you don't know where to put, normally it's 1 tier, this is middle, right? 1 tier below middle. This is the best spot to bake if you're baking single tray. And then you're going to set 15 minutes. Okay, after 15 minutes in the oven, take it out. Normally time is just it really depends on your oven. So as long as it's light brown, this is done. Until it's cool down, you can pack in your Tupperware and then you can keep it. So, but then I got this habit, whenever cookies come out fresh from the oven, it actually tastes damn good, but it's very heaty. You know what? So now it's still a bit soft, but later when it cool down, it's going to be a bit crunchy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show.